Hi you guys, how are you all? I hope you are doing well. I thought it was about time that I did this video. If you guys haven't watched any of my previous skincare videos, I try a skincare brand, a single brand, for about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on what I can, kind of a lot. I get so much skincare sent to me, which I am so grateful for, but I also don't have the skin type that can just try any product and keep switching it up. I have really kind of reactionary skin, and if you see my other videos, I definitely suffer from like hormonal breakouts, acne, texture, sort of congested skin overall, but then also really dehydrated skin. It's a super fun combination of skin to have, but it means it's temperamental. So for your benefit and for my benefit, I only try one brand at a time. As I'm learning more about skincare, that might change up because I'm getting more knowledge about ingredients and what goes together. But for now, I'm sticking to kind of one skincare brand at a time, a complete regime. And again, I try that for 4 to 6 weeks because you really don't see a difference in your skin if you're not trying a product for 4 to 6 weeks. There are definitely some products where you'll use them once and right after you'll be like, wow, like my skin looks luminous. And those are kind of exceptions, but overall, if you're trying a new skincare range, trying a new skincare product, it really is about patience and trying the product out for at least 28 days, unless obviously you have an immediate reaction to it. So that is how I do my skincare reviews. We're going to talk about the brand today. We're going to talk about the products that I'm using. You guys are going to see my skincare routine. And yeah, we're going to talk about my thoughts on Pai. So if you guys don't know, I was introduced to Pai through kind of one of their hero products, and that's their Lightwork Rosehip cleansing oil, which we will talk about today. But then I actually had the opportunity to meet the founder, and they were really kind to send over more products for me to try. So these products have been gifted. Full disclosure, that doesn't change my opinion on them. I will be talking about the pros and cons of all these products, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I got to meet the founder and I got to learn a lot more about the brand. I got to learn more about the clean beauty industry, the skincare industry, just a lot of things that I found so fascinating. I actually have a Q&A with the founder over on my Instagram. If you check out my highlights, it's on there. But I'm excited to be talking about Pai today because I feel like it's a brand that's starting to pop up in more locations. For example, they are now being stocked at Citrine Beauty, which is a clean beauty store in Arizona. I did see an announcement that they're going to be going into Anthropologie, so they're definitely starting to pop up on the market. And since I've been trying them for the past about 5.5, almost 6 weeks, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on my routine. Now, my routine is definitely targeted towards someone who has acne-prone skin, congested skin, but also dehydrated skin, which can kind of cause some of those issues. So to talk about the brand really quickly, just an overview of the brand, Pai is a skincare brand that is targeted for people with sensitive skin. So it's kind of interesting, although my channel is about clean beauty and Pai fits into that because of the ingredients they decide not to include. I wouldn't say that Pai markets itself as the average clean beauty skincare brand does. I think how they advertise themselves is more about sort of the certifications that they have and then also their target audience, which again is people with sensitive skin. Interestingly, I think a lot of people transition over to clean beauty for that reason because they have highly reactive, sensitive skin. So this is definitely a great introduction brand to clean beauty because one, the price point is pretty reasonable considering what clean beauty skincare usually costs, and two, it is really targeted to sort of rebalancing your skin and making sure the moisture barrier is there and just repairing kind of the damage that either you've done, the environment has done, products have done. Just get your skin in better shape. I just found that really interesting, like looking at kind of their advertisements and everything, that there is more of an emphasis on their certifications and like their target audience, like I was saying. So for people who maybe feel uncomfortable with the label clean or green or non-toxic, this might be a brand that you are interested in because they're not really marketing that way. They're just telling you what they are, which is cruelty-free, vegan. You can actually go on their website and check out all their certifications. It's really easy to do that. The one thing I do wish that they had was kind of like hyperlinked the images or the icons of the certifications to that board's website. It would just make the user experience a little bit easier in case that is your first time seeing what those labels are. And we all know there's a ton of greenwashing out there, so making sure that those are reputable labels is really important when you're looking at a product. And you can do your own due diligence, but obviously Pai falls into that category. They are extremely ethical with what their certifications are. What they present to you is what you get, and transparency is everything. So I highly recommend checking out their website for more information information on ingredients and all of that sort of stuff. But I do want to hop into products and the routine that I was using. So I'm actually show you guys myself applying these products, and I'll be talking about them as I'm telling you guys. So I have 7 products here from their line that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, but my actual routine was about 5 products and then maybe 6 if I added a mask into it. So we will talk about all of that. But let's hop in. I'll tell you guys prices, a little bit about it, and then at the end of my routine, I'll share kind of my overall thoughts with you guys. So as I mentioned, the product I'm about to talk about is the one that got me into Pai and kind of piqued my interest because I fell in love with this product. This is the Pai Lightwork Rosehip Cleansing Oil. It's $56. They do have a travel size of this, which I keep in my travel bag at all times. It's the one product that I always bring with me. If you guys are not familiar with cleansing oils, they are like an oil-based cleanser. I feel like you could put 2 and 2 together. You use it as kind of a first step cleanse to remove your makeup, and it's just a really gentle way to do that. Now, there have been oils in the past where I have tried them, really enjoyed the scent, really enjoyed how they feel, but they don't wash off very well. Or they burn your eyes. Have you ever gotten that sort of like glazed eye from a cleansing oil where it's like you can't see anything for a solid 2 minutes? This is not one of those cleansers. This is an extremely gentle cleanser with a beautiful light scent, lightweight texture, just like it says, it's light work. So everything about this feels very effortless. It definitely glides onto your skin really easy, and this is kind of the point in the routine where I take the time to really massage it in. I use it all over my eyes. I haven't had any sensitivity to it, which is great. If you have sensitive eyes, this is definitely something to look into. And then it actually emulsifies, which is great because so many oil cleansers don't actually emulsify and they leave this like thick layer of residue on your skin, which I don't personally like. So although this emulsifies and will turn into a milky consistency and you can easily rinse it off on its own, I actually tend to use a cloth just because I like the way it feels and that added layer of exfoliation. And I use their double-sided cleansing cloth, which we will get into, but it is amazing. I've actually featured it in a favorites video because it's just that good. It's by far my favorite cleansing cloth. But anyway, back to this product. So once I feel like the majority of my makeup has been taken off with this, I sort of just like wet my face, start to rub it in and get it milky, and then I take a warm cloth and I rub off all of the remaining product from my face. So my face feels really clean, but this won't leave your face feeling tight. This is actually what I use if I'm not wearing any makeup during the day, or if say I'm just wearing like an SPF even and I'm not feeling like doing a full cleansing routine, I'll just use this product. But definitely if I'm wearing makeup, this is just the first cleanse, and then I use the second cleanser, which I'm about to talk about as my second cleanse. Jared was really confused by how many cleansers I have in this routine, but I promise you I only use 2 every night, and then one I will talk about is just like once a week sort of thing. But this is the other one that I use every night. This is the Camellia and Rose Gentle Hydrating Cleanser. I haven't used a cream cleanser in a long time, so I was really excited to give this one a try. This is 100 milliliters for $50, but they also have a larger one, 200 milliliters for $70, so you can kind of decide which one works best for your budget. But this is a cream cleanser, like I mentioned, and that means that it's going to be really gentle. It's not going to be stripping towards your skin. You're not going to get that like tight feeling afterwards. So what I do is I just take about a pump of this, massage it between my fingertips, and then place it onto my face and really start to work it in on my face and neck. This is really going to help do more of a deep cleanse and sort of condition for your skin to make sure, you know, you're taking off all the day's impurities. I live in a city, so it is really important for me to make sure all of that like dirt and pollution is off of my face because I don't want to sleep in it all night. I want that to be time where my skin is repairing itself. This product actually comes with the cloth that I was talking about. So it is a double-sided cleansing cloth. One side is going to be a little bit more exfoliating, the other side is softer. So if you have sensitive skin, use the soft side. If you want that added exfoliation, use the rougher side. I love the cloth, and I think it's great that it comes with this product because it is something you need. A cream cleanser is not something that you can easily wash off your face. In fact, I wouldn't recommend it because you will have that residue left over. You do need a cloth to take this off. So the fact that the product comes with it is really nice, and that's the brand putting forward that they'll provide you with everything you need to get the best use of this product. It actually really reminds me of the Liz Earle cleansing cream. I used to use that. That was definitely a like Lisa Eldridge made me bought it product. She used to be obsessed with it, and I remember I ordered it when they only were stocking, I believe, in the UK, and I had to get it shipped over to the US, and I paid a fortune for it, but I was so excited to have it. And that was really the last time that I used a cream cleanser, which was years and years and years ago. So I was really pleasantly surprised by this cream cleanser. I really ended up enjoying it, and just my face felt so refreshed after. It didn't feel stripped, it didn't feel tight, which I really, really like. Those are the two cleansers that I would use every night, but once a week I would use an exfoliating cleanser. This is a product that they recommend using once or twice a week. It's not great to over exfoliate your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin, and I feel like the trend is always like to over exfoliate, so I think it's really great that Pai emphasizes to just use these products once or twice a week. This is the Kukui and Jojoba Bead Skin Brightening Exfoliator. So I guess they don't really consider this a cleanser, they consider it an exfoliator on their website as well, but it's kind of like a cleanser. Interestingly though, you use this on dry skin, which is something that I didn't really know. I'm actually just showing you guys it on my hands just because it wasn't the time of the week for me to exfoliate, so I didn't really want to waste any product. And on top of that, although I really enjoyed how my skin felt after using this product, during use I found it to be a little bit messy and hard to actually take off. So you'll see on my hand, I rub it into dry skin and then I go ahead and I wet my hand and I rub it again and it turns into a milky substance. I found it actually weirdly hard to do that on my face. Maybe I wasn't applying enough water or whatever, but I felt like the little beads were kind of going everywhere. So this was sort of like a messy product that maybe I would use next time, like right before I get in the shower, because that's a little bit easier to rinse off. But my sink is really small, so it was hard to like splash my face with water and really get it wet to wash it off, and that left a little bit of residue. So that was my only kind of gripe with this product, but I really enjoyed how soft my skin felt after it. And because it's a manual exfoliator, you want to be really careful about what you're using to exfoliate, because if there's any edges to those exfoliating particles, then you can actually tear your skin and cause like bacteria to get in and more acne and inflammation and all that bad stuff. But the jojoba beads that are in here are extremely small and they're a really round particle, so there's no rough edges to it. So you shouldn't get any irritation from it, and it's actually approved for people with eczema. So that should just tell you that, you know, this is a really gentle exfoliator. Something to note just about the brand in general and this product is that the jojoba beads are completely biodegradable. So this is just like another level of clean beauty that we're starting to see more and more, which is brands taking an interest in like what's actually going down the sink and what's going into our water stream. So I just thought that was really great. So last little point about this product, like I said, I didn't feel like it totally rinsed off my face, and I found I had a little bit of residue left. So I actually would remove that with the cloth again. So that cloth just really came in handy, and I really like the idea of this. I just didn't feel like it emulsified very well on my skin. So that was my only gripe with it. Also, in case I didn't say this, this retails for $48. So speaking of exfoliators, once a week or once to twice a week, they do have an exfoliating mask. Now this is a product that's targeted more towards congested skin, which I definitely have. So I was really looking forward to this. I'm a huge fan of enzyme masks, but I haven't used an acid-based mask in a long time. This is the Copaiba, I know you can pronounce that a few different ways, but Copaiba Deep Cleanse AHA Mask. I'm not actually going to be using it today on camera, and I will get to that reason in just a little bit. But it's a thick clay mask that you don't let dry completely, so you won't get that tightness, definitely won't dry out your skin, so that's the benefit of it. But when I actually applied this, I noticed that after using it for the full 8 minutes, I actually had some redness afterwards. So I went to bed while my face was still a little bit red, and I woke up in the morning, I didn't have any redness, it was totally fine. But I think this is actually too strong for my skin, because I tried using it a second time and I had the same thing happen, and that's partly why I didn't want to use this today on camera, because I didn't want to have any redness, and I think it's good to like let your skin calm down. I didn't want to put any makeup on top of it if I did have redness, so that's why I didn't want to use it today. But unfortunately, that also means that I didn't really get the like intensive exfoliating magic of this mask, because when I would take it off, my skin would be so smooth, and I swear the next day, all the texture that I had the day before was halved, if not gone, which I know is kind of a big statement to say, but it's true. AHA is obviously a strong acid. A lot of people use it. It can be helpful if you're trying to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, stuff like that. But for whatever reason, it was just too strong for my skin, and I was getting that real redness to it. Now, it wasn't a sore redness. It wasn't like a bad reaction. I think it was just my skin feeling like this was too strong. I think my skin type is better for enzymes. So what I would say about this mask is, although it is advertised as for sensitive skin, definitely patch test it. And the first time you use it, try it for about maybe 5 to 6 minutes. That's my tolerance level. So when I use this, I only use it for 5 minutes, and that's like the most that I can do. If I go to that full 8 minutes or that 10 minutes, my skin is going to be red afterwards for a while. So I would definitely patch test it and make sure your skin's okay with this. But yeah, that was sort of my bad for not patch testing it. So this retails for $60. Again, patch test it. I think it is a great mask. It does what it says it's gonna do, but it was just too strong for my skin. Up on my Instagram today, at some point on my stories, I will post a couple of enzyme masks that work really well for me in case that doesn't work for you guys and you still want something exfoliating. I think I would have gotten more benefit from the skincare routine if I had that kind of weekly maintenance of really like working on brightening and reducing that texture. So I'm kind of bummed that that product didn't work out for me. The next product is after I've done all my cleansing. If I've done a mask, I'll put this on afterwards. This is also one product that I use day and night, not just at night. This is the Pai Rosemary BioAffinity Skin Tonic. And this is $56 and it is the only product that I actually completely finished. The others I've barely made a dent in. So either I am just crazy for facial mist and I'm applying way too much, or I need a bigger size of this basically. But I really enjoyed this. So really all you do is just kind of spritz it all over your face. You guys have seen facial sprays before, but this acts as a toner to your skin. So both rice plant and rosemary have antioxidant benefits. They also really help to rebalance your skin. So that's sort of the purpose that this solves. And I listened to a podcast a couple of weeks ago that was actually talking about the importance of what you put on right after you finish cleansing, because your skin immediately drinks it up. So I definitely did a generous application of this, and then I either just let it dry naturally completely into my skin, or I used my fingers just to gently press it in, which sort of speeds up the process of absorption. Because the next product I'm about to show you, although the instructions say you can use it on damp skin, I found that I couldn't use it on damp skin. So let me talk to you guys about that really quick. As I was saying, after I did the facial mist, it was time for the next product, which is a serum. And for me, because this was a routine targeted at acne and sort of congested skin, I was using the Pai Perfect Balance Blemish Serum. This is one of the more expensive products and it retails for $78, but you only need a pump and it's lasted me a really long time. I feel like I've barely even made a dent in this, honestly. So the whole point of this is to really calm inflammation and really protect your skin's moisture barrier. A lot of acne products are quite stripping. I did that for years. I used really harsh acids, things that really damaged my skin barrier, honestly. I found this was a really great serum. So the zinc in it like really helps to kind of combat congestion because it stops, or doesn't stop, but it helps to reduce the amount of sebum production, which is sometimes what causes clogged pores. And I found this to be really gentle. It's not drying, it's not irritating. The one thing that I had a different experience with was the instructions. So the instructions say to place it on damp skin after you apply that tonic. And when I did that, the product actually pilled. It sort of like clumped together. So I had to wait until my skin had completely drink in all of that tonic, and then I applied it over the top of it. And again, it was just a single pump. I put it on my fingertips, kind of rubbed them together, and gently pressed it all over my face and onto my neck. And I definitely felt like this made a difference in terms of how inflamed my breakouts were the next day. If I had a spot that sort of popped up and had a head to it and I put this on at night, the next morning I'd wake up and the head would be gone, the redness would be gone, but I did notice it would be a little bit sore. And then the day after that, I felt like the blemish was really starting to heal. So as long as I left it alone that second day, then I feel like this really helped to speed up and promote that healing process of a blemish. And then to finish off my skincare routine, this is again the only other product besides the tonic that I use day and night. This is the Pai Rosehip BioRegenerate Oil. And this is something that they are also known for, like the oil cleanser I initially talked about. They have a couple of sizes of this. This size that I have here is the larger one and it's $44. And this is sort of your finishing step to seal in all of that good skincare you just applied. So rosehip oil, if you guys don't know, I feel like it was a phenomenon like a couple of months ago, and now I feel like other ingredients are starting to come in too, but it just has so many omegas in it. It really promotes skin healing, and it can also help to protect against like environmental stressors, which again, living in a city, the amount of pollution, all that, I'm down to protect my skin from as much environmental stress as humanly possible. So I use this at night and in the mornings before I would apply makeup or sunscreen. And I would just take 2 to 3 drops of this just on the pads of my fingers, kind of rub that together, and just like I did with the serum, press that into my skin. Sarah, the founder of Pai, did say this is the one product that people go way overboard with and use too much of it. You really only need those 2 to 3 drops. I promise you that is enough. Your skin drinks it up and it's just really lovely. I felt like this was a great protective barrier in the morning. When I would kind of do my skincare at night, I would still have that real softness to my skin as I was cleansing, and I kind of attribute that to this. It is important to note that rosehip oil can stain your pillowcase, it can stain clothes, so it's important to put this on and let it sink in for, I personally would think, at least 15 minutes before you actually like lay down to go to bed or whatever. So that's just something to note. I don't want you all to end up with like yellow pillowcases because that just doesn't look good. But I really enjoyed this product. Again, a little goes a long way. You don't need a lot of it. As you can see, I've been using this for 6 weeks and I've barely made a dent in it. So this will last me a really long time. Okay, so if you guys are still with me, amazing. We're gonna just talk really quickly about kind of an overview of my experience with it. I know I did a few like fast facts when I was talking about the actual products, but this is kind of my overarching feeling towards my routine, how I feel about the brand, what products or what one product I would recommend to start with. First things first, as always, I have unique skin, you have unique skin. Some things will work for me that won't work for you and vice versa, so that's important to keep in mind. My journey with Pai started because I was using L'Oreal skincare beforehand. Huge fan of L'Oreal skincare. I did a whole video on that. You guys can check it out. That was sort of my go-to summer routine when I was a little bit more oily, but as the months started getting colder, I started to notice that my skin was getting drier and that the L'Oreal line I was using, which was targeting oil like it was supposed to be, just wasn't supporting my skin the way that I needed it to during the winter months. That's not anything to do with the quality of L'Oreal products. They're beautiful. I love them. I will use them again. I'm still obsessed with the brand. But your skin changes and sometimes you have to change with it depending on the season or what it needs. So I wanted something that was going to be targeting sensitive skin and something that was going to keep my skin a little bit more hydrated while still combating that congestion. And I knew that I had these Pai products set aside, so that's why I started using them. As I mentioned, there are products that didn't work as well for me as they might for other people, like the exfoliating cleanser that I talked about. Didn't really vibe with the sort of like formula of it just because I found it a little bit messy. I'm going to be using it in the shower, and I think that will make a big difference because I don't have to worry about them like beads getting in my hair or anything like that. It'll just be easier to rinse off. But then the other product that didn't work for me is that AHA mask. It was just too strong. All the other products I really enjoyed using and I found really worked for my skin. I think the biggest transition that I saw for my skin is going from sort of like a toughness to having really soft skin, which I think if you guys have ever like suffered from acne or texture or whatever, you will know that that's actually a real accomplishment because oftentimes your skin can just feel like really tough and just like that first layer of skin like isn't glowy, isn't dewy, how you would really want it to be. I'll also say that kind of along those lines, I feel like the first layer of my skin just feels healthier. I do believe truly that these products sort of help to restore my skin's balance, and I've seen that through the softness, and then I've also seen that through like reduction in fine lines, especially around my eye area. I was starting to get sort of dry, cracked lines here, and those are completely gone, which is great. I feel like this area has just become a little bit plumper. Now, I am young, right? Sort of in my mid-20s, so I don't have a lot of fine lines, but if I'm noticing it, then like obviously I think this would be great for more mature skin. The other thing I really noticed, which I talked about with the serum, is that I did notice that my real breakouts weren't lasting as long. So it had about like a 3-day life if I didn't pick it, which that is always a challenge. But yeah, if I didn't pick a spot, then literally it had a 3-day life. I would have a head one day, the next day it would be kind of red and sore, and then by the 3rd day I would just have sort of a post-inflammatory mark. And that's the only area where I feel like this skincare routine didn't work for me, and I think it's because I wasn't able to use that mask and I didn't want to introduce any like enzyme mask or anything. I was really trying to keep this just a Pai skincare routine, but I don't feel like I had something that was really working on dark spots, and post-inflammatory scarring is something that's super real for me. I have makeup on right now, but if I took it off, you would see I sort of have like a freckling of dark marks from where I have a spot come up or texture come up, and even if I don't touch it, when it goes away, I still get that inflammation, which is super frustrating and something I'm constantly working on to try and get rid of. So I wish I had that brightening aspect to this routine. Certainly the rosehip oil that I was using has the ability to brighten, but I don't think it was quite enough. Like I think I need that enzyme exfoliator every week, like some sort of mask like that every week to really lift those dark areas and start like exfoliating them and getting rid of them. So that was the one area I felt like it was lacking, but in terms of keeping my skin hydrated and just feeling really healthy, I feel like this was a win for me. There's one product I would say start off with. It's definitely the Lightwork Rosehip Cleansing Oil. And then if I could recommend a routine, I'd probably say 4 products is a great way to start with this line, in my opinion. Having a cleanser, a tonic, a serum, and then the oil. I think that would be a great routine to build. The cleansers are definitely kind of my hero products. I love the oil cleanser, as I mentioned. I loved the cream cleanser, and this is a routine that I feel like I would continue to use and also know to go back to if something wasn't working for me, or if I felt like my skin barrier was kind of compromised. I feel like I sort of had like a reset with this routine, which is really wonderful, and obviously those products are doing their job. I do believe they have a lot of travel size products, which is great because then you can buy a less expensive version of these and just give them a try. And the great thing about Pai products is, minus that skin tonic, everything lasts a really long time. So even getting that trial size, it will last you for like a good chunk of time, and you'll really get to try them and see if they work for your skin. Now that I've been talking for like 450 hours, I hope you guys feel like this was a thorough review. I'm really appreciative to Pai for sending me these products, giving me the chance to try them. And yeah, there's a lot that worked for me here, which is always really exciting. I'm really happy to answer any questions in kind of the comment section down below if you guys have them. I do want to point out though that Pai has a super cool feature on their website, a zero pressure consultation, which I know I've talked about before, but just to refresh your memory, you can go on, there's zero pressure to buy any of their products, but you can make an appointment with a skincare expert on their team who will talk to you about your skincare concerns for a half hour. This is totally free. You can do it just by signing up online, and honestly, even if you're not interested in Pai products, do the consultation because it's free and you don't have to buy anything, and they will tell you more about your skin, things to avoid, all of that good stuff. So do that consultation. Let me know if you guys sign up. Like I said, I'm happy to answer questions as well, but they're the experts, so feel free to reach out to them as well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking through this long one, but like I said, hopefully it was informative and helpful. And this is a brand that I think we're going to see a lot of in the coming year, so I'm really excited to try more from them and to continue using these products. All right, guys, I'll talk to you very soon. If you're new to my channel and enjoy videos featuring brands like Pai, make sure to subscribe for weekly videos every Tuesday. And other than that, if you're not new to my channel, a huge thank you for watching as always. Looking forward to hearing your comments and feedback on this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this. Bye!